Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and this is the third try at recording this. Luckily, it didn't take like the full 15 minutes or whatever. The very first time I only went to about 6 minutes, and the second time I only went to about 1 minute. So yeah, we have a bird trainer here. He is better than Faulkner. Why he isn't the first gym leader, I don't know. But whatever, there is apparently no attempts to overthrow the guy. So, it was brought to my attention that I have yet to give hints on my final team, which I usually do that. So, here I am about to give you all a couple hints to my final team. The Pokémon are only Cotton Crystal, and, well, not only, there are only a couple that are like that. But the Pokémon have to be able to be Cotton Crystal, so no trading from Gold or Silver, which means no Ampharos for me. As well as... well, that's really about the only hints that I can give. They can be Cotton Crystal, and I'm also going to give at least one of their two typings. So, first off, there's Meganium, which is an obvious one, because, I mean, it's my starter and all, so that's Meganium, the grass type. And then we also have a Fire type, a Bug type, an Electric type, a Flying type, and a Poison type. So, have fun guessing. I won't tell you all if you're right, because I'm a jerk, but if I do get around to catching one of those Pokemon and you guessed it, well, bragging rights, I guess, because, I don't know, it's something to brag about. I don't know, it'd be kind of neat if somebody does guess it. I mean, that would be pretty cool, especially with the supreme lack of hints that I gave. So, if you do guess it, kudos. Otherwise, well, whatever. But, yeah, just, there you go, have fun. So, anyways, here we have a Zubat. Zubat is a really cool poison flying type with a very odd typing, actually. You wouldn't think so, but I really can't think of anything else that's poison flying, other than his evolutions. And in this generation, he evolves into Crobat, which is an awesome Pokemon. I used it in my first playthrough of Crystal on this channel later on. Thing is, with that game, with that Let's Play, I didn't have a final team set whatsoever. I was just kind of using Pokemon as I needed them to evolve. So my team was forever changing, which for a while that was cool. But then it just got to the point where all my Pokemon were super underleveled, and I didn't have that many to use left. And it was around the time that we got to the 5th gym leader, and he just destroyed me, and I couldn't beat him because all my Pokemon were too underleveled for it. So that was when I made a final team of just a couple Pokemon that I liked, and decided to use right then and there, which were Magneton, Umbreon, and... honestly, I forget the others. I'm remembering my Pokemon Yellow team right now, but I'm like, no, that's not right. That's Pokemon Yellow. I know I used Scizor later on, but that was a late addition when we got into the second half of the game. And Dragonite was also added later on. I think that was on the way to the Elite Four. So I'm trying to remember what else was there. I think, oh yeah, Hypno. For a second I was thinking he was in Fire Red, but he wasn't. He was in my original Crystal Let's Play, so Hypno was around. And a couple others? I don't know, I forget. Somebody else will probably remember. But yeah, kind of interesting though, because back then I was all anti-bug type or whatever. Like, I hated bug types. But then I ended up going and using Scizor. And, well, he was really the Pokemon that got me to start using bug types in other games. So yeah, there you go, I guess. Kind of interesting. Oh, Chikorita's at level 15, it's about to evolve next level. Okay, so that aside... yet again, I feel like I had something else to talk about, like the next thing I wanted to talk about in my head, but I have forgotten it. All of a sudden... great. Oh yeah, I'm not reusing any of the Pokemon from my previous Pokemon game, or Pokemon Crystal Let's Play. None of them are returning, I'm afraid. I thought about taking back one or two, like, maybe retrying Umbreon or something, but I decided against it. So you have your types, you have those other 2 hints of me not reusing any Pokemon and them being from Pokemon Crystal and not traded over. So trade evolutions are out as well, basically meaning that I will not use a Steelix because you have to trade it to evolve it, but I would use an Onix maybe, except it's not any of those types that I mentioned, so Onix is out, but still as an example with that rule in place. Excuse me, my cough. I don't know what's up with my voice all of a sudden. I was fine earlier. Excuse me. So yeah, a couple more things announced for Pokemon Gen 6, which I don't mean to talk about this all the time in Pokemon Crystal, but I'm just so excited for it all of a sudden. Like, in the last part I know I said I think it's too soon or whatever, but after I saw the trailer, which is actually immediately after that, I was suddenly super excited because, well, mainly because of the battles, because they look so awesome. It's like Pokemon Coliseum type battle, but just slightly more. Just more to that. Like, doing more stuff or whatever. So yeah, there are those battles, and I'm now suddenly super excited for it, and the 2 legendary Pokemon now have names. I forget what they are, but they are not Wyvern and Excalibur, no matter how neat those names were. They're instead Letta and X something. His name's X something, definitely. I really don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, Letta, I remember that one. That's the Wyvern-looking guy. He's really cool still. So far, I'm thinking Pokemon Y, just because Letta really cool, but they're both really cool. It's gonna take the version exclusives to really sell me on these games. Unless they're both really different, which Big Dip brought up in his Thought Dump video, which I watched right before this, which I guess is why I have them on my mind, and how they're not labeled as version, which might mean that they, won't be so similar like these other games are. They'll actually be very, very different, in which case I might pick both of them up. So yeah, there's that. He also made a really interesting note of how the fire type used a psychic looking attack, the water type used a fighting looking attack, and the grass type starter used a dark type looking attack. And those could very well be hints to their secondary typings when they get to their 3rd stage. Which means not only do we have a fire, grass, water triangle, but we also have a psychic, fighting, dark triangle. Which I always wished for. Like, I think I said it last part maybe, but it really did look like the grass type could be either dark or fighting, the water type could be fighting or psychic, and the fire type could be dark or psychic. So if they do that, that's really, really awesome, and I've been hoping for that triangle for a while. Ever since it was thought that there would be a dark psychic fighting triangle for Gen 4. Also, Chikorita's level 16! That means it's evolving! There we go. Bayleaf is a really, really cool Pokemon. I really don't know what it is about it. I mean, it's probably my favorite of the 3 of the family. Or family, quote-unquote. Basically, it's my favorite of the 3. So, yep. It's just a really cool Pokemon, and I'm not entirely sure why I think it's so cool. I think maybe the leaf, as well as the leaves around its neck or something? I really don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, what if that's the case with there being a grass, dark, fire, psychic? That means that we would have a reverse triangle. Like, the triangle would, like, just the water, fire, grass triangle would work as usual. But then the psychic fighting dark triangle would work in reverse of that. So the grass type could very well fight against the fire type by using its psychic weakness to dark. That's pretty neat. I hope that happens. So yeah, also a lack of a fire fighting type as a starter. That'd be pretty cool. Yep. Okay, here we have Hiker Anthony, which is actually a rather notable trainer. When you beat him, you're going to want to get your phone number, and in doing so, he will sometimes call you, telling you when there is a Pokemon called Dunsparce in Dark Cave, and this is the only way that you can get Dunsparce in your game. Dunsparce is an alright normal type Pokemon, one that I've wanted to use for a while, but I've never really had the chance. Mainly because one of my friends, his favorite Pokemon is Dunsparce. So I've always wanted to use one just to try it, and I know it's not the greatest Pokemon, and, well, still, it would just be really neat. And the nice thing about the main game— wow, this Machop is destroying me all of a sudden. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, he actually survived. Way to go, Geodude. Geodude's becoming a bit of a powerhouse compared to the rest of my team, quote-unquote, right now, though, just by the way. Like, he's gaining a ton of levels. He doesn't evolve till level 25, though, and then his final form needs he needs a trade to evolve. So here we go, getting his phone number, and then he will eventually call us whenever he feels like it. And now we also get to put up with the trainers in-game calling us to tell us about their top percentage Rattata. Oh wait, I actually got Fisher Ralph as well. Well, I didn't make note of it because I was too busy talking about other things. Wait a minute, did he just— I think he just called about it, actually. If you put him in your phone, he will eventually call you about a Pokemon called Quillfish on his route, which is a water poison type. It's another Pokemon that I've really wanted to use in this game, but I've never had the chance. Maybe I'll use both of them in my Heart Gold, Soul Silver 100% run that I'll do after. I don't know whether I'm gonna go in order by the original generation or by just the release date, because I'm working on Fire Red right now and I'm kind of getting close-ish done with that. I have 7 gym badges right now, and I'm on the islands. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna do Heart Gold, Soul Silver after that, or Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I think I might do Heart Gold, Soul Silver, just because I've never actually beaten that one. I don't know. Anyways, the next trigger that you want to pull is to talk to this Mohawk guy right here, and he'll say, "Aw, Team Rocket sucks, and they do dirty things, and they're at the well, cutting off Slowpoke tails." And he's gonna go off to give them a lesson, and he wouldn't do it until you talk to him, and then you talk to him, so he runs off. And you can take the berry in his backyard. Actually, it's a woot apricorn. Anyways, the woot apricorn can be used by— well, you give it to him, and in 24 hours, he will make you a special kind of Pokeball. These include stuff like— I'm trying to think of ones that are actually in this game and not in future games, like the Dusk Ball wasn't added till 3rd gen. Or 4th gen, actually, I think. Trying to think of one, like— I think the Netball is in this generation, maybe? Maybe it's in 3rd? But basically you can make special kind of Pokeballs that have effects like— oh, Quick Ball is most likely in this game. Let's just use that as an example, even if it's not in this game. They basically have special properties depending on a Pokemon's type or where you found it, or one of its stats, or its weight, maybe. For instance, there's the Quick Ball that will be more effective if the Pokemon is really, really fast based on like how much speed stat it has, and then they have like a table showing how effective it'll be as the stat increases. Or Heavy Ball, which it will be easier to catch heavier Pokemon, so it's ideal for Pokemon like Snorlax and Wailord and Groudon. And yeah, I think they can get slightly more powerful than an Ultra Ball when you get into the real extremes, but they're very situational, and they really are never that readily available like Ultra Balls are. So you're barely going to be using these other Pokeballs, but they're still really, really neat. And they are pretty readily available in black and white. You can buy them from like Victory Road or something. And so you can get like Dusk Balls and Quick Balls. Those are especially helpful. Actually, no, Quick Ball is the one that gets really good if you use it really soon in the battle, correct? I'm pretty sure. Either way, they're really cool and a neat idea, but they really aren't that often found, especially in these earlier games. In here, we have a Slowpoke. It is called the Slowpoke. Well, of course we're gonna find a Slowpoke. You're actually going to want to pick up 2 Slowpokes, because Slowpoke can evolve into 2 different Pokemon in this game. Slowbro, which is returning from the previous game, as well as the new Slowking, which you need to trade it with the King's Rock. There are also Slowbro in here that have like a 5% chance or so of holding a King's Rock, which is that item needed to evolve both Slowpoke and Poliwhirl. So you're probably gonna want to come back here eventually and use Thief on them to grab that King's Rock. Either that or catch a whole bunch of Slowbro and hope you get lucky. Or Slowpoke in this case. Okay. God, my throat. Suddenly got really dry. I'm all out of water. Crap. Okay, it's Rattata versus Rattata, but my Rattata is twice the level of their Rattata. And Hyper Fang does a lot. It missed the first time around, so that other Rattata got some extra damage in, but either way, we still came out on top. Level 9 Zubat, no worries. Rattata just turns into a real powerhouse early on in the game with that Hyper Fang attack, but then afterwards, he just kind of falls behind. After, like, the 3rd or 4th gym, maybe? Well, he eventually just falls behind, I feel, and makes him not so great, but for now he's awesome. Okay, here we have one final rocket, and I want you to stop cutting off these tails. Apparently there was actually a sprite in either this game or the remakes for the Slowpoke tail, but they don't show up. Now, this battle isn't sped up for a reason, and that's because in the remakes this is one of the rocket admins, but in this game it appears to not be, considering it just said Rocket Grunt. I didn't even realize that. Okay, well in the remakes this is a rocket admin. There are 4 rocket admins in the game. They kind of act as the leaders of Team Rocket, and unfortunately, Rattata was brought down. So we're gonna bring in Geodude yet again because he's a tanky tank this early in the game, and because Bayleaf isn't that great right now, and everybody else is kind of underleveled for this, considering his level 14. So Geodude's a pretty good match. Rock-type stab takes him down about a 1/3 each turn, so this will be the last turn, probably. Good thing he didn't use Okay. At least he didn't use self-destruct or something. Don't even think he can know that quite yet. I think he's a couple levels too low. And there he goes, and of course he poisons me as one last ditch effort against Geodude, so maybe he'll faint on the way to the Pokemon Center or something. Hopefully not, though, because Geodude's really, really cool, and I don't want him to faint. I don't want any of my Pokemon to faint, but unfortunately it sometimes happens. Well, with that, we have beaten Team Rocket for the first time, but definitely not the last. So I will see you all next time. The Slowpoke are safe, although they're missing their tails. And goodbye.